Number one, I don't want man's white junk up in my gunk.
Burn the furries! Burn the furries! Bravo! Bravo! Everybody, welcome back to the Antisocial podcast, episode 31, brought to you by the lovely, lovely people at Adrian Flux. Please click the first link in the description if you want to save money on your next car insurance. Today, it's just us. Woo!
Just the three of us.
Yeah, we haven't got an ugly guest bringing down the sexiness of this podcast, the raw sex appeal that we've now got.
Well,
two bald heads.
Have you went up or have you went down, would you say? I think you actually shoot it, to be fair.
Do you?
No, I feel like you want to look like your idol Slow Tie.
Slow Tie.
Fast Tie.
Fast Tie?
That's you, mates. Fast Tie.
Oh, thanks, mate. Do you think I suited? We're now bald brothers in arms. Do you know when we go on a football pitch on a Sunday now? Do you know how fucking funny that's going to be, like Tweedledum and Tweedledee?
You look at the Longstaff brothers?
Yeah.
I reckon you could go to that pub down the fucking road and fit in.
The Elephant and Castle. Shout out, free promo.
I think if we end up on a football pitch and I do my smileys on my face and you redo your SDS, we're getting clamped.
We'll look like a pack of Skittles or some shit.
What's very confusing is that people who play against me last season, I had like bleached hair, obviously my piercings and my painted nails and stuff. Then this year I'll come on the pitch, they're going to think, what the hell has happened? Like, just bald Barry Brexit kid just come on the pitch.
Wait, do you remember people on when you played football, would you remember people for the other teams?
Yeah, of course, because you remember who was good and who was not. You'd be like, we know he's good, we know he's fucking shite.
And you'd always know if there was a hard bastard.
Yeah, the cunts you remember.
Yeah.
Because they're like nasty. There was one guy who got me in a headlock when I was on the floor. I always remembered him. He was a wanker.
Was he?
Yeah, he was a twat.
Wasn't Chris?
There was we
MD.
What were you going to say?
It wasn't Chris Masters, was it?
Oh, it wasn't Chris MD.
It was Chris Masters.
The Master Lock.
So that's
WWE. It doesn't matter. Anyway,
Reference gone over our heads.
No, we used to remember there was one boy. Everyone knew him. He was called Jack P. Because the reason,
Jack P.
The reason why. So I've got two funny stories. I remember Jack P because Jack P was weirdly. Do you know one of these boys advanced? Like he was like we were all like 14, 13 and he was 6'6" and like 90
one
kilos.
of them cunts.
Everyone knew him because he was just fucking massive, and everyone was just like, he's not our age. And then I remember I told you about that boy. I used to do racing, not pigeons, running. Used to do a bit of. I used to be a lovely 100-meter sprinter. How times have changed. And I remember one time I was at one of the events, and there was one of the fastest boys in the country was called. I remember I told you Kingsley.
Kingsley.
He was a big 6'3", 6'4" Jamaican guy, obviously fast as fuck. But here was the catch. He was adopted and they didn't know his age.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying this.
What, so he didn't know his age?
They didn't know his age. And under 14...
So he's sitting there just smoking a fag with a beard in year 7 and everyone's like, yeah, he definitely hasn't done his GCSEs yet.
Yeah, mate, but we're at under 14s, under 15s, 100-metre sprint. It was a big indoor... It was like a 100-metre track, but it was a circular one. It was quite cool.
Did he run away from his parents? He was just that quick.
That's why he was fast, mate. That's why he was fast. Ran away.
Do you not remember that picture of
technically
Lukaku? Would you not remember that picture of Lukaku when he was like 14, 15?
Oh, yeah.
He was like 20-year-old man.
He was like a fucking meathead.
Yeah.
Technically, if his parents ran away from him, so even they were real. So he was fast, but they were even faster, so you can't catch up with him.
Oh, do you think that's how he trained?
Yeah, just chasing after his parents for fucking ages. He gave up after about 10 years.
Yeah, shout out Kingsley, right? Hope
it was
great.
It was either Kingston or Kingsley. It was one of them. I want to say maybe Kingston. It was one of them. But he'd fucking smash. He'd be about 20 metres ahead of the finish line, and we'd just be like, we can't win because they don't know his age. Yeah, he was like 6'5" as well, when we were just like little scrawny kids.
I don't get that though, because like when I was at school, if you were like, obviously you have your year races and stuff, and no one really cares about that. But if you're like really good, like if you play for county and stuff, you just play for years above and like older age groups.
Maybe Kingsley was just a man that was humble and wanted to play in his own age.
Yeah,
but I'm not too sure.
Just didn't want to face the men.
Yeah. Doesn't want to go against his actual
age. You always hear rumours about that. You'd see the boy in the other team who literally had a full beard, and they'd be like, I've heard he got held back a few years. And you're like, he's still fucking 27 though.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Would you rather play against like people who are younger than you and always be the best, or would you rather play against people who are older than you but get better?
I want to play against the young ones and just kick the fucking shit out of them.
Trust.
I just want to feel good for an hour and forget about all my problems and just kick little twats in the head.
I'm with you.
But then, like, even like, but then it can be even embarrassing if they were decent. Like, I remember our football team, we were looking just for someone to have a bounce match against, and there was like another team that were like few years younger than us on the other end of the Ashes.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, do you just want like a friendly game? And they were like 4 years younger than us, and they were fucking smashing us, and we were like,
Really?
this is not good. This is not good.
Why don't you just batter them? That's why you would play with younger people, because you could just kick them up in the air.
Oh yeah, we would. I remember it was actually a bit embarrassing because one of my mates who was like 25 booted there was like it was a little 11-year-old that fucking booted his fucking shins and tripped him up, and he got really angry, and I was like, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because we didn't say at the start of the podcast, we've got a few topics today that I want to talk about. I'm going to say we thought it might have just been us two today, because Charlie wasn't sure if he was going to do it today, because we're going to talk a little bit about what's been happening this week. Charlie's been an eventful week, to say the least, would you say?
All up in arms, yeah.
All up in arms, emotions up and down, and down. I think we should talk about that first, bro, if you want to. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
You feeling it?
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. He's currently...
He's playing Flappy Bird.
Nervous twitching. It's clicking stuff.
So, do you want me to explain it for a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
This week, you can say in more detail, but obviously you've been getting a lot of shit on Twitter for different things, whether that's warranted, whether that's not. You can talk about it. And also, thing I think we should talk about first, because it's more relevant to the podcast,
Of course.
is comments. Comments. And I know I was talking to you, it wasn't last night, it was the night before, and you were like, look, I'm not doing the podcast anymore. I don't want to do it, at least for a couple of weeks, maybe. I'm just saying
That's
that.
how he feels better type thing.
Yeah, so I can't wait to title this Charlie is leaving the podcast and get loads of views. So if you've been clickbaited, thank you. Yeah, I remember you saying that after a few comments, because it was the Els, was it the Els podcast?
Yeah.
Do you want to say what you saw?
Well, I mean, I've just read the comments, to be honest with you. I've mentioned it before on a previous podcast where I got, like, towards the end of last year, I was getting, like, a lot of hate. Didn't really know why or how or where it was coming from. And then, because I was going through a bit of a shit time at the end of last year, I just kind of, like, just rode it. And I was just like, fuck it, it'll go. And then it went, just, like, subsided. Nothing really. There weren't any good comments about me, but there weren't anything bad. But there weren't really any good comments about anyone, if you get what I mean. Because I feel like something which has stuck out as a comment that someone's made is that if someone's enjoying it or they have something like they like it, they don't necessarily always leave a good comment. They just do it.
That's exactly right, mate. That's what I do. If I enjoy a video, I never comment that I enjoy it, but
It's the exact same with like a restaurant. If you have a bad meal, you're going to state it. But if you have a good meal, you'll be like, yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You're not going to be over like, oh, it was fucking amazing. You're not going to leave a review about it. But if you have a really bad experience at a hotel, restaurant, whatever, you're going to fucking leave a review.
Yeah.
Because you go.
No, you can finish.
I remember the Els. The podcast I think had a couple, but I remember it was the first clip or the second clip. I think it was the first clip that got uploaded, and I remember I just go on the comments, and I remember seeing like 7 in a row, and they were all within like 10 minutes, which was really strange. As if it was like we were saying it was a bit like a group.
I am convinced because this sounds like we're being a little bit dramatic, and it was just on like one clip, and it was just like one hate comments, but it wasn't. It was. I don't think it started at the start of the podcast, did it? Like I think the first month or two was all right. I think it's when we started getting different channels on, different demographics on, that we started seeing people that didn't know us so well commenting these things about lovely little Charles. And I remember at first you were like, oh, damn, Bothermate's funny. And it was. Some of them were quite funny to start off with, but then it started getting progressively worse to the point where it comes across as like bullying, unnecessary, and it's just points. And it made me feel uncomfortable because I remember I seen one clip in particular that had so many comments about him. And I was like, he might have said something fucking weird. Let me watch this. So I watched it, and I think he said about 2 lines the whole time. And I was like, what? Like, you didn't say anything. Why are people saying this? And I was also telling Charlie, look, don't let it bother you. Because I remember, for example, Impulsive, Mike got so many fucking awful comments for the first like 2-3 months. But then he became like one of the favourites later on. So I was like, oh, it's normal, especially if you're on a a new podcast, but it's not like you joined us late. You done it. We've all been the same three from the first podcast, so it was just a little bit weird. I couldn't put my finger on why it was.
But it's the comments on if the comment was like, look, Charlie, you need to ask better questions.
Yeah.
Look, Charlie, you need
Yeah.
to do. But like, I remember seeing one comment, and it was on the Els one, and it was like, why does this guy to the left look homeless? Like, but it's like, who the fuck comments shit like that? Like, what
be-
fucking wetties commenting shit like that?
To be
Do you know
fair,
what I mean?
I wouldn't really say that was one of the bad ones, because they're in their head. I think they're thinking that's a joke, but there was ones that were just unnecessarily mean. Like ones people like judging. I think there was one. I don't want to read the. I don't even want to like allude to them because I don't want to give them the intention. But I think there is. I'm just putting it out there. I think it is the same 5 to 10 boys/girls that are just like putting in a group chat, being like, "Oh, let's do this," because it's like what you're saying. It was all within the same team with each other, and I don't want anyone to sit there and think we are being little bitches, being like, "Oh, they can't take criticism." It's not that, right? I've had comments criticising. I don't fucking know if I have actually, but I've had whenever there's comments like criticising the podcast in general, like whether it's the camera, whether it's the questions, whether it's not letting the guest speak enough, that criticise the whole podcast. We're more than happy to do that. Criticism is great. We're more than happy to sit there and be like, "Yep, great, thanks, noted." I've replied to half them comments, be like, "Yep, thank you," or just being like, "Oh, what do you think we could do better?" Then take the things, they're fucking great. I love them smashing. But when it's just outright just fucking bullying for no point, no criticism. Like when we were seeing the comments that were just talking about, "Oh, we don't like Charlie," I was like, "But why? Like, give us a reason why," and then we can be like, "Oh, maybe." But no, there wasn't anything he was doing. It was just straight out, just harassment, bullying, insults.
How you felt this week, Charles?
Like shit, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, like, there's been ups and downs here. Like, I agree with what Lewis has just said, but then ultimately, I think where I'm trying to come around to terms with it is that the bigger that you get, or the more that you do online, is the more you have to come to terms with it. Sometimes some people are just so low in their own life that they're going to try and bring other people down.
People just love to be angry.
But how
Yeah.
how have you felt? Oh,
How have I felt? Like, I was in the gym filming a video, did a video for Ethan, then I had a workout. I was feeling great, was feeling good. Saw a pod clip just got uploaded, went on it just to see comments, and then I saw all of that, and my heart just sunk straight away. Went to the toilet, and I sat in the toilet for about 40 minutes, and I just was trying not to have like some sort of like strange panic attack. Did my Instagram stories and just kind of like logged off my phone and just sat there for a few minutes. I was speaking to Nikki.
do you want to just before you say it, do you want to obviously your Instagram story? You kind of broke down a little bit on it, didn't you?
Yeah. I just explained like what it was I was going through. I think like I've had like probably about 400 requested messages.
Famous.
Loads of people. Yeah, just built different these days. I've had so many people who are friends, either like sending me text messages or replying to my story, whatever. It's been absurd. Like, it was actually quite overwhelming. It was only until yesterday that I managed to finally get through all of them.
Good messages, by the way, not
yeah.
bad ones.
There were 2 bad ones. One person said that you literally have the easiest job in the world, and like honestly, you have no fucking clue. But keep that opinion. And another person, he's just this guy that always replies to my stories, just being a bit of a twat. So I made him unfollow me. So feel free to follow me again, give me more views, but that's it. But in all honesty, like it was very overwhelming. It's a very nice feeling. Like it has been up and down. I can't comprehend what kind of negative headspace some people have to be in to like try and make another person feel like they've done something. Because towards the end of last year, I was sat there and I was questioning my own ability to even do a fucking podcast. Like, it doesn't take talent to do a podcast. It takes talent to do a podcast and do it well, you know? But that being said, I sat there and was just like, am I a detriment to the team? Am I not bringing enough to the table?
So
what is I'm doing? I was sort of questioning myself.
Yeah, so when you're saying, like, when I'm asking how you feel and you get them comments, you're kind of saying that you're kind of feeling less confident in yourself because you're like, well, are these comments right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, no, like, there's, like, you do a pod and people, like, you're just being yourself kind of thing. And when people seem to gun for you for that, like if it's a video or if it's an Instagram story or if it's Twitter or something like that, you could be like, you could hide behind the like, oh, they don't really know me kind of thing at all. But on a pod, like, whilst people who watch this don't know me still,
It's more personal.
It is more personal, and you know them more. You know.
So when you've done your Instagram story and everything, and I remember you came back on the night, and I could tell like you were so down. How have you been? How do you like? Because I haven't really seen you that much the last couple of days since it's happened. How have you been? Like, have you just been like? How have you been in general? Down?
Yeah. Yes.
I remember you came home and then I told you to come on Valheim and then a troll destroyed your house and I didn't really realise the severity of that actions and then I logged on last night and I seen what the troll had done to your house.
The trolls fucking destroyed my whole house.
So even the fucking trolls coming for you?
Literally
fuck off.
Literally the actual troll. He was like
trolls and trolls.
I remember
I just logged off straight away.
Yeah, he came on after a rough day just to play a bit of Valheim and a troll came in and destroyed a house that he spent hours on. And I thought you were being dramatic and then last night I went on and I seen it and I went, Jesus.
I kind of respect the shithousery from the troll with that one, though. He doesn't give a fuck about the actual trolls.
I'll shag his girlfriend. He's a fucking little troll bitch. He's fucking pussy. Anyway, how I'm feeling, I don't know, extremely low. Grateful to have such a level of support like behind me because it doesn't go like unnoticed. I just didn't really feel like I wanted to be anywhere really. I just wanted my own space and my own time, but unfortunately like life has to just continue kind of thing. Yeah, I've got to do me.
Sometimes that's better though because it's like distraction.
Do you want to mention who, like the message you got which kind of turned it a little bit or not? You don't have to mention who it was from, but just what someone said.
JJ.
Yeah.
I mean, there was loads of people. Like, I'm not going to attribute it to JJ for like the whole clickbait purposes. I spoke to Ethan as well. Ethan was just like, Ethan basically told me to stop being an idiot. He said, "Do you think that we'd be anywhere where we are now if we didn't get hate, or we just gave up the second that we got hate?" JJ said, "Do the pod. There's no reason why you shouldn't." He started talking about more personal stuff, which I won't talk about on here. It's a private conversation. But he was basically saying like to do the pod, and there's no reason why you shouldn't. Basically, they basically both said the same kind of thing.
Fuck them, basically.
Yeah.
Fuck yous.
Yeah.
All yous, even the nice ones. Fuck yous.
I think like I'm still not feeling 100, but I will be fine. Like ultimately, I think the amount of support that I've got over the last 2 days is kind of like more. I should focus more on that. It's just it made me really question myself. So rather than what they have said, I couldn't give a fuck. I couldn't give a fuck what they have to say now, but it still hurt, if you get what I mean, because it made me feel like I was questioning myself, kind of thing. And the Twitter stuff just pissed me off as well.
I had legitimate YouTubers and other people message me about you, just being like, "Is he okay? Is he this?" And they were giving me honest advice as well. And in my opinion, this is what I was saying to you as well. Like, this is not like comparing or anything, but I've been doing this for a long time, so I feel like I've built a thick skin for so long because I've had so much shit over 4 years. I mean, I had to go to literal fucking school where I got bullied, so I felt like I built such a thick skin. Whereas I feel like in the last year, you've especially went from behind the camera to in front of the camera, so it's went from kind of 0 to 100 hate real quick.
The thing is, yeah, like whilst I completely agree with you, I feel like I've taken. I would not say I've taken a step back because I've done way more for myself in this last year, but when I was like basically like Ethan's cameraman but also doing West Ham vlogs, I was doing fucking football content with Ethan and I didn't get any hate. I think the worst comment I ever got was on a football game. Someone said, "I don't like Charlie's dentistry, like his teeth." Bitch, I got Invisalign. Say what now? But I don't know, like, yeah, I'm lucky. But I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I didn't really get any of that hate at all. Like, I did Side Mates, I did Ethan's content, I've done, like, BTS of Sidemen shit.
Maybe that's because you're not the main star, if that makes like, it's like not all eyes are on you type thing.
100%. So, like, when I've come on and done the pod, and especially, like, the stuff that's happened over the last year, like, this stuff that was happening on Twitter, someone's quoted the thing which JJ said to me about me and my ex-girlfriend, that tweet, which is, like, infamous between whatever, and someone just literally just quoted it and replied it to me. I was just like, that don't even hurt me, you just look like a twat, like, in the middle
of
the
What, you mean, like, recently?
Yeah, bruv. I'm like, what are you doing, you fucking idiot?
Idiot. Yeah, mate. One thing I liked about that, though, I didn't know Ethan messaged as well. When you go through that kind of thing where it seems like everyone's fucking hating on you and whatever, like, you can get a lot of messages from people that watch you, family members, friends. But when it comes from someone that, like...
in the same space.
Yeah, but even someone, like, not being funny... if like one of my friends who does YouTube said something to me when I was getting hate, but when I have someone that you like admire, do you know, like a Ethan or a KSI says that it kind of comes with a bit of like
someone's successful in their own field. Yeah.
I remember with the XO stuff. I remember I talked to Brian a lot with it, 'cause, like, it was similar to what you were getting. Like, every comment was just about me, about fucking hate and just like, why the fuck's he on it? Kill yourself and everything.
Yeah.
Every fucking video. And Brian was a really like helpful person, so I'm glad you've got like, especially because JJ's like the perfect person. The amount of time he's had so much fucking shit.
Yeah, he's had a lot of fucking shit. But in terms of the XO stuff, I only remember seeing you get hate on the announced video. I don't remember seeing it on other videos.
Bro, I was telling Charlie this, like, I used to fucking, nearly every night, and I'm going to his house, I used to fucking cry. Because after every XO video I was in, most of the comments, most of the comments was like, it was like, it took us back with your comments. It wasn't even about your performance. It was like, why the fuck is that at him? He should just kill himself. He should do this. And I remember, like, when you get it for the first kind of time, you're like, fucking hell, I'm just trying to be myself on a video.
Especially when it's not on your channel, so you can't delete it.
Yeah.
So you can't, like, just go, delete.
I didn't have access to that.
The absurd thing for me is it usually, like, that we've had on the Sharky and Dogden podcasts, I got it. And I was a bit like, okay, football Twitter kind of thing. I kind of get it. I got my painted nails on, all that kind of shit. I get it. It's fine.
How's his fucking dilly-dally with his fucking painted nails?
Yeah, that's the funny thing.
The worst ones, bro, came from quite a few of the girls, which people were saying, like, they're just getting probably angry at me or whatever for some reason. I've got so many comments saying that I was creepy. And I'm like, they don't know, but the reason why those girls, literally the girls who apparently I've been creepy with, the only reason why they're there is because of me. Like, they were my friend.
Yeah, they fancy him.
No. They were like my friend. Like, I've literally come on, like, and that's actually like our behaviour towards each other, whether it's on or off camera. Like, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just like, you don't know, but okay, cool. Like, you know, when we're talking about the slow tie thing, all right, it was a bit of an L, that kind of situation, and I didn't go to that like kind of like lengths, but it's like if you have that relationship with someone, it's like it's to be expected and calm. You know, I didn't get it, but it's like I'm growing a thicker skin. I just kind of felt like I wanted a bit of my own time and space. I was just like, if you actually sit there and think about it for a second, imagine how much of a fucking freak you have to be to actually either pick up your phone or go on your laptop or even just, you know what, for the state of these cunts, literally go to an internet cafe and have to use the Wi-Fi there to then log on and then leave a YouTube comment.
Internet cafe?
Like little
They calling them out.
You're very precise here.
Little gimps. But literally go on and decide that you and your little squad of mates want to leave a hate comment on something. The thing is, it's like, it did get to me, but I won't allow it to get to me again because I'll either not read the comments, so I won't see it, or I'll read the comments and just literally just think about how sad you are that you have to leave a comment like that behind the screen.
I know you're saying, like, oh, imagine what they've got to be like sitting there doing this. I don't think half the people realise they're even doing that. Half the people think they're just leaving a subtle little comment. I don't think they realise the severity of it. I don't think they do.
I think the Twitter stuff, they don't understand the severity of it, but the YouTube comments are definitely very targeted.
There's a difference between, like, just an example of me, if someone's made a whole fake account to hate on somebody behind their back on numerous occasions and call them stuff, that's when you can be like, right, that's dodgy. But if someone is just talking on a pod or tweeting, come on.
Can we talk about the Twitter shit?
Yeah, let's talk about the Twitter shit.
The thing is, like, the YouTube comments, I'm just like, okay.
I don't know too much about the Twitter shit, to be fair, just when you show us stuff.
Yeah, I always feel Twitter's more personal because it's like, once again, it's not something that's on your account, not something that you can delete and like make it your own little safe space. Regardless what you've done or what you haven't done, people will come or not come for you, like, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's why I find Twitter a lot more targeted and
I think anyway, the first thing that happened a while ago was the stuff that we've spoken about, the Owen stuff, which happened. That was the first thing, which was like, whether you want to call it misunderstanding or not.
Yeah,
like,
I've talked about that, yeah.
I still stand by my point that I still felt like it wasn't right, but that being said, I still have respect for him, so I move on from that. I literally dropped it.
And you had your own conversation with each other.
And we had our own conversation, and it's fine. and also like I learned from that situation where like if I felt like I had a problem with something, then instead of doing something online, just like that, I'd just go to it.
It's done.
But then
Next
it had
point.
this snowball effect in it.
Yeah, there were a couple, like 2 or 3, maybe 4 people or something who like names that stick out to me in notifications, where if you know when you can feel people like kind of like half like watching you kind of thing.
Yeah.
As in like whenever something happens, they'll like tweets about you or they'll retweet stuff. There's one person
the
in
little
particular.
bastards.
Like, even when you know you're about to tweet something or say something, you know, you're like, I know this username will disagree with it. You're like, I'm waiting on it.
100%. So anyway, I put a tweet out. Cal, if you want, you can put the screenshot on here because it's still up.
But don't pay him that much, mate.
But basically, the tweet was, in hindsight, poorly worded. But if you actually had half a brain cell, would realizing that I wasn't saying the other thing. It was basically saying that asking when slurs became such a socially unacceptable thing, because me growing up in childhood, obviously now I've gone over the character limit, me talking, but that's the whole thing. Me in my childhood, slurs were like a very, very commonplace kind of thing, just as like not an insult or a jibe, but just kind of just a casual thing. Like imagine just saying something's like, it's a bit annoying, so it's like, that's gay. It's just like, oh, then we got told a few years later that you can't say that anymore. It's like, okay, cool. So you just progressively get more and more. In hindsight, I shouldn't have tweeted it because Twitter's not the place to do it. That being said, it shouldn't not be. Like, the question was asking when.
But to be fair,
not that I wanted to say them, because I don't.
I'm not going to sit here and bullshit and sugarcoat anything. I told you right at the time, that's a fucking stupid tweet. I said that I'm not going to go, no, they're wrong. I was like, that's a fucking stupid tweet. You worded that wrong. You went, I haven't worded it wrong. I went, you have. Like,
That wasn't our conversation.
It
You
was.
just,
You can scroll up in the chat. You can scroll up in the chat.
Oh, no, in the chat, but to my face, you said you worded that badly. And I was just like, I don't think I did. And then that was it, really.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it, but I felt like it was worded in, because I feel like anyone who just, you have to remember, people don't sit there, it's not an English essay, people don't sit there and scroll through a tweet and analyse every single word. They look at it and they go, it seems like he's saying, why can't I say slurs anymore?
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing people were running with, because the way you worded it made it sound like, I used to be able to say slurs, why can't I say them anymore? That's what...
Which I agree with you. Like, that's what I agree with you. But that being said, also, which is my point, is if you had a brain cell, you'd know that if you knew me anyway, or if you didn't, a person's probably not going online saying, I wish I could say that word again. Because I wasn't, man.
Say that to Tommy.
Yeah,
Say that to Tommy.
But the whole like fiasco...
Robinson.
What?
Yes.
I thought you meant
No, the
Tommy.
tank engine.
I thought you meant Tommy in it.
Oh.
Right, Tommy in it.
Loves a good slur.
Loves a slur. That whole thing kind of snowballed where the conversations that I was having at the start were like really like engaging. I was interested, I was learning. There was Adam Jack, there was G Nelson, there was a couple of other people. And then something suddenly switched because obviously something's been sent to a group chat and then 3 or 4 people come over and then other people come over from that. And then suddenly I've dropped my phone down for about half an hour and I picked it up again and I've just got this fucking streamline of abuse of these people. And then when I say something about it, like how they're making me feel, they're like, oh, you can't say that how you feel because it's not your place to be asking this. It's not your place. I was just like, you're trying to say, yeah, for a second that if someone's trying to learn, they can't learn. But because they're talking about reclaiming slurs and I'm not trying to reclaim anything.
I think that what you're saying, like, I do get, like, where you're coming from, but I just think Twitter is, bro, like, you see KSI is off Twitter, PewDiePie off Twitter, you kind of, Twitter's not the place because it's just fucking...
Which is what I learned. Like, I learned 2 things, maybe 3 from that thing. Twitter's not the place to actually bring your brain to because half of them don't have one. Second thing is that... I don't know, man. It's just... I learned from conversations where people actually wanted to teach me or wanted people to learn that slurs were never acceptable and people just felt like they didn't have a voice to be able to voice their concerns and felt like their oppression didn't give them the right to be able to say something. Now, that was from a conversation which I had with 2 people.
The simple answer is social media. Like, that's the only reason, because there's more eyes, there's more people watching you. You can say, everyone says dodgy stuff in private, whether you want to fucking admit that or not, you do. And
should see some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, they're both for a reason, guys. Racist. It's simply just because of social media. But yeah, like, obviously, like what I was saying from the outskirts, you know it. People are looking at you. You're a white, middle class, private school educated white boy talking about slurs, people will just run with that and go with it.
Which I think is the most pathetic thing. Like, Cam was being sent some of my old tweets, yeah, and I deleted a couple because but I was 15. Fair enough.
Let's just be clear. None of them were actually saying the N word.
Oh no, none of them.
like
None of
that
them were
kind of
actually
thing.
bad. But like,
They were already deleted.
Yeah.
But if I was actually asking a question about something which was completely pure of heart and well intended, those kind of things would be completely run with. And then there was a couple of other tweets that were saying that if you actually saw the context of the conversation, there was absolutely nothing wrong with it, and someone just wanted to see.
You should be able to
just
burn
read
all the
thing.
gays, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Get them all gone. Just I hate them all. No,
It's all about context, guys.
Point
it
poison in
is.
it.
But the thing is, yeah, what I don't understand and what really jars me is why someone would try and be offended by something as opposed to take a second and be like, maybe this person's trying to learn, let me educate them. But just because I'm a white cisgender male, yeah, which completely fair enough. I'm happy, but I'm happy that I'm a white cisgender male. I've got no oppression on my side. Yeah, but that's privilege, and I actually recognise that. But if you actually want to tell me for a second that I can't try and learn something, fuck you. Like, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. Fuck yourself. Because if I'm trying to learn something and I'm trying to understand how I can help you, I'm trying to be an ally to you. And if you don't want to have an ally, fuck yourself and be alone. Because I've got gay friends. I've got a transgender friend. I've got black friends. I've got Asian friends. I've got friends from all kinds of backgrounds. And if you want to tell me for a second that I can't try and be an ally to you, you deserve to be alone. You can just be sad with your own group of people that you want to make other people feel like they can't be on your side. But if you don't deserve that allyship then. And I'm not going to be able to help your life, but I'll help the people who care about me and I care about. I'll help their lives. Because I use my social media as an ultimate, most transparency tool. My mum says, you're too honest on social media. People who are also in social media saying, you are literally the same person on social media. But that's because I want people who to follow me would actually to know what I am. But if you want to question my integrity and you want to try and tell me that I'm someone who I'm not, you don't know me then. Like, if you want to assume the worst, I'm not perfect, yeah? I can be a twat. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not void of judgment. Like, I have arguments with people. I'm in the wrong and I'm in the right. But I'm a good person and I know that. And I think that's why I've been so low the last, week, is because some people have really tried to dig deep in there and try and convince me and make me feel like I'm just no one. There's a few people on Twitter, they'll leave those comments, they'll jar me because they think that they're so smart and you are so stupid. Like, you are actually so stupid. Like, I literally look at your tweets and there's hypocrisy written out through your tweets. At least I stick true to my word. I think you're a dickhead. I don't care, man. Sorry, I'm losing my plot. Like, I don't know. I'm okay now. And I will be fine. I just needed to get that out. I just needed to say that because I think some people just don't know their line.
I'm glad that it hasn't affected you, though.
It hasn't affected me at all. I'm cool. Yeah, how good
I'm joking, bro.
I've dried my mouth
You
out.
needed
Can I have
that.
some water,
Yeah,
please?
you can have some water.
I've said my piece. I don't. If I get hate comments in the future, I won't let it get to me. I needed a bit of my own time to myself. I needed my own space, but... Yeah,
Fuck cancel culture, unless you actually, trigger warning, actually rape somebody or do something horrible. But if someone does a tweet, which is, slightly can be misunderstood, oh, fuck off, man.
And also, learn to respect other people's opinions. Just because you don't agree with someone doesn't mean that their opinion's wrong.
Unless they do say burn all the gays.
Even then, bruv, no. I don't agree with it, yeah? But if someone says that, you are never going to be able to convince them that they are wrong. Like, if they actually think that, you're never going to be able to convince let them be them. Unless they're actually trying to do it. Then you stop them. Don't actually let them burn the gays. Stop them from burning the gays. But if they want to say that, fuck them.
Can we mention other people as well? Burn the...
No, let's not mention anyone else.
burn the furries! Burn the furries!
Negativity and the fire. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle.
What is this, a fucking witch thing?
No, have you ever
No,
seen
which
that
one
Between
again?
Us Two movie where they put stuff in the fire?
Oh, yeah.
And then Will's like, little African baby, sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Is that a right answer? It's so funny. So funny. And the next person's like, negative thoughts.
So that's what fucking he said.
That's what racism is the same as racial hatred. And he's like, negative thoughts.
That's the worst people on Twitter. I'm not being funny, but you know the people that I was looking at just you know the people that were like tweeting you, like there was like there was a few of them. There was like quote retweets and stuff, like 44 quote retweets. I looked at a couple of profiles. Then people are tweeting like racism is bad. It's like, oh, well, fucking thanks, Sherlock. Well, thanks for turning up.
Oh, do you know what?
Where's Mr. Holmes when we need him?
Do you know what I fucking hate? I hate this. Is when A-list celebrities or big
Oh,
YouTubers
yeah.
or streamers, they'll go like, racism's bad, and they'll be like, bravo, bravo.
Bro, have you seen what it's like? Kids in Africa are starving. So here's Aaron Paul. He's going to sing we're a song. It's like, thank you, Breaking Bad. Now you've solved world hunger. It's like, why the fuck are celebrities singing for fucking Africans who can't feed themselves?
Can you imagine if you're one of these
Fuck off, man.
Imagine if you're one of them celebrities, you got the message, it was like, this is your line. Would you just be like, nah?
I'd just be like, can I not just donate? Do I need to sing for nothing? What am I singing for?
Goes, oh, yeah, sing about that bit.
It's fucking mental that like people praise people. It should be like the bare minimum.
Oh my god, that is one of the things about Twitter where people tweet stuff like that, and it's like, oh my god, you're doing the Lord's work. It's like, no, you're a fucking weirdo, bro. You're doing the Lord's work. What? Because you've tweeted racism is bad.
I think
Fuck off.
Worst part about Twitter though is someone will disagree with that. You can say anything and someone will disagree with it.
Why don't you actually do something proactive? If racism is bad, which everyone knows, why don't you do something proactive to actually donate? Why don't you go to different organisations? Why don't you actually help people that need it rather than tweeting something for likes and retweets?
Yeah, what I think a lot of people need to realise is liking a tweet does not make you an activist. You know?
Oh yeah, please say that straight.
Be like Yoshi, go to the protests.
Yeah.
Take the photos.
Yeah, like, it's fucking outrageous. I hate people that think they become an activist on Twitter. You know, I go to charity shops because I help the environment. You're fucking eating a steak, shut the fuck up.
You've got fucking, what you got on your top? Plastic some shit. You know what I mean?
Plastic something. I think with social media as well, like, what it's really hard to tell is like when some shit's like performative. You know, when people are like, the worst stuff, is like when, I think the first thing which really got quite big, it's all through like COVID stuff, is the BLM movement, you know? And that really became quite evident when people were being performative and when people are like not.
Yeah.
And one thing that really like jarred me on Twitter the other week, someone was just like, oh, so you have a problem with like, he's taking it back to the last thing. It's like, oh, you have a problem with charity and stuff. I was just like, bro, just because I don't put it on social media, you don't actually know what I'm doing, you know? So Yoshi, our cameraman, he goes to like lots of protests and stuff and took photos. Over the last year, I've been working on...
He protests against them, by the way.
Yes.
He was actually battering them?
So over the last year, I've been working on a T-shirt, which I'll be releasing this summer for BLM. Now, just because I'm also...
Can we just make sure all the profits are going to your bank?
Every single penny's going towards me, yeah.
To fund Yoshi's battering hatred.
Yes. So that Yoshi can go out the process and hit all of the minorities. But I mean, just because like I haven't necessarily spoken out about that doesn't mean that I don't care and I haven't done something, you know? Whereas some people are like going on social media, it's just like what we're talking about, like the celebrities, influencers, people like that, even people who aren't influencers because like not enough people follow them, but then they're just tweeting all that stuff, but I love it. It's like, just tweeting stuff. Tweeting, you should know this by now with like Brexit and with like election votes and stuff. Twitter is an echo chamber. You are following people and you are seeing people with similar beliefs or completely contrasting beliefs so that you can fight them, you know? It's just like, there's nothing.
You'll post someone and someone will go, I agree, Black lives do matter. It's like...
Thanks, mate.
Like,
cheers.
I remember people were saying that I wasn't showing enough support when I was literally like, I've been to the protests, have you? Like, it's not a fucking competition, it isn't a competition, but how dare you say that I don't support something when I'm at the protest and you're sharing a petition
Why
to
do
your
people
Instagram
care
story?
so much about what other people are doing? That's what feeds performatism.
One contrast to it, though, what I think with things is like, do you know the whole sexual harassment of Sarah, the woman?
Sarah Everard.
Yeah. Stuff like that I think is good because it's more, a lad might see it.
These people...
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, these people who are dying are effectively martyrs, and it is so sad because George Floyd and countless other people never had to die. Like, they never had to die. Sarah Everard never had to die. Women who are walking down the street shouldn't have to feel like they're unsafe for walking down the street. Black men should not feel like every single time a cop pulls them over that they're going to get shot. Asian people should not feel responsible for the coronavirus. Everyone should be equal, you know?
Can you mention Latino, please?
The point stands here, what I'm trying to make is that everybody People don't have to lose their lives, and people shouldn't have to be oppressed. Transgenders are valid, you know. You shouldn't have to argue these cases, but unfortunately, through people's suffering is what makes other people recognise those issues. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like, for example, with the say this stuff, and what was the thing you just mentioned there? Sorry, my head went blank.
I said there's George Floyd. There's transgenders.
Oh yeah. So transgender community, the BLM stuff, all that is so important. But stuff when it comes to like BLM, people just automatically go racism. I don't do that, but they don't realise that they'll do these subconscious racism terms, whatever. Like when it's something that's like quite blank, like the women stuff, people will be like, oh fuck, I might have done someone like that. But when it comes to racism, people just assume that they haven't done anything to contribute towards that. When in reality they have, but they just don't realise it.
Yeah, I think it's a strange one because you see all this stuff on Twitter where people are talking about like microaggressions and stuff like that, like Twitter and Instagram, where you read into these things and you're like, bloody hell, this is then becoming like you're constantly like walking down like a narrow footpath of like, what can you do, what can't you do, what can you do, what can't you do. The thing is, people are so focused at the moment on rigid structures which don't apply to everyone. Like one of my best friends, like I know this is going to sound bad because I'm bald and it just is the same old typical thing. One of my best friends is black, yeah, and
should mention it more.
I should mention it more. But that being said,
black friends.
Exactly. But the conversations which I have with him, I know that some things do deeply hurt him and some things really don't. Whereas another person might not have the same things. So when you talk about these Instagram graphics, the same behaviors don't apply to everyone. Do you get what I mean? The only thing that I can say, the only thing, which I think is the only thing that matters, if you mess up, you say something wrong or you act on something wrong, but you have the purest of intentions, it is well within your right to apologise, but also you should be given the opportunity to learn. And if you go into an attitude with life where you just want to love everyone and you want to make sure that people are happy, you spread positivity, there's no reason for having these kind of Twitter debates. There's no reason for trying to cancel anyone. There's no reason for trying to attack people for wanting to do better.
But that doesn't get you the likes, bro.
It doesn't get the likes. Maybe I should tweet more controversial stuff.
Well,
get me more
I
actually went up in followers somehow.
You know,
Don't know how that happened.
What I do actually, right, and I will say this, the people... by the way, I don't rate what they're saying. Don't get me wrong. I don't rate what they're saying, but I rate the mental, the mentality. It's elite mentality. The people like the fucking Caitlin Bennett's, the Katie Hopkins that know they're saying these stuff to trigger people. I can see it clear as day. The general public, some of them can be fucking idiots and just bite at it. But I sit there and I go, fair play for being able to take that much fucking shit. It's not quite literally Caitlin Bennett. Shitty pants. But
the pants can.
like, even though I don't agree with them, I rate the mentality of how they can have this many people hating them and still whatever.
Yeah, what do you mean rate though?
I rate the mentality, not what they're saying. That's what I said.
It's like, for me, like I rate Piers Morgan, but don't
Piers
rate what
Morgan's
he's
not
done.
in the same category as like Katie Hopkins.
I think Piers Morgan is
Oh,
in the same
that's it,
category
so?
as Katie Hopkins for no, not for like political alignments. Although you could argue some things that he said and
Tell you
done,
person they are.
but
Controversial.
knowing exactly
I think
what
they've
is
got
going to get a reaction.
tendencies.
Same as Donald Trump, bro. It's the same tendencies.
But
yeah.
Katie Hopkins is fucking brutal. Like you saw on that Josh Peters video.
Oh, no.
She is fucking
we're not
horrendous.
saying like we
no.
like the personality. It's literally they say something and they know the reaction
Yeah,
that they're
that
going
way
to
they're
get,
the
and then
same.
they continue. And that's what he's
what
saying.
I'm saying I rate the fact that they know that this will get people talking and they just don't give a fuck. I'm rating the mentality, not what they're talking about. I fucking hate them. I think they're fucking pieces of shit. If anything, I'm probably the first person to be like, yeah, they're a piece of fucking shit. I hope they fucking die. But them type people have such an elite mentality when it comes to...
Not me talking about everyone should love everyone. It's just I think it's
fucking die in a pit with fire.
If you hate someone for something they can't help, I don't like you. I don't wish anything good on you. If you hate someone for the type of person they are, whether that's their skin colour, their sexuality, whatever they want to identify as, I think you're a piece of shit and I don't wish anything good on you.
See, I agree with you on that. However, I feel like if you put negativity or a negative thought into other people, then you are putting energy into something which isn't what... No, let me finish. That you are putting negativity and you're putting an energy and a thought into something where you feel like, I wish you nothing but bad things. I had this with an individual person where I thought that for about a week and I was like, I'm not going to think that anymore.
No, I'm not saying I don't wish bad things on anyone because I believe on karma. I'm not saying I I don't wish anything on them, not good or bad, just they are what they are. I'm not putting any energy. It's not that I'm saying I wish bad things happen to them, because I'm a massive believer in karma and saying what you're saying.
I thought you just said you hope they die.
Yeah, that was more a joke. That was more a joke.
Just to clarify, so we can go back on that Lewis was joking.
I was joking about that, but I'm saying in terms of putting energy into that, I won't put negative energy into someone. It's either just nothing. I just don't pretend they exist.
Okay, I mean, then I agree with you on that. It was just more of the point where you said, I hope they die. I was just like, let's, okay.
I was just joking.
Okay. As long as you were just joking. Anyway, Ben Askren versus Jake Paul.
Today's podcast is sponsored by the wonderful
Adrian Flux. Flux, get your commentaries now, please.
Cut it up.
If you couldn't hear who that was the wonderful Adrian Flux. And Adrian Flux are a car insurance company that do provide for young and learner drivers. Whether you've just passed your test, whether you're in your 30s, or whether you're learning to drive, we can provide you with an amazing suggestion. And what is that, Charlie?
Yeah, black boxes and that.
Black boxes.
What you can do is you can go get your quote today. Black boxes are a great policy that you can use to almost half your insurance. That's what it was for mine anyways. It can significantly reduce your insurance costs.
And if you want to check if you can save money right now, please click the first link in the description.
The very first link.
Thank you very much, Adrian Flux, for
sponsoring
this podcast.
With 3 white males. Ben Askren versus Jake Paul.
Very interesting. I think it's April 17th. I'll be watching that. I'm very intrigued. I'm a big, massive UFC on the sea. And I'm a big fan of UFC, so I know quite a lot about Ben Askren.
So, Lewis, can you educate me for a second? Because for me, I like watching UFC. I've trained, but I've never enjoyed watching UFC the way that you and a few other people have enjoyed watching it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would like to know your opinions on Ben versus Jake, on his opinions, because for me, I've seen a couple of videos. Ben doesn't look like he can punch very well unless he's on the ground.
No, so people think Jake Paul is an idiot, and granted he might be, but he knows how to pick a fight that he has a chance in. He was going for Dylan Dennis and fucking Ben Askren. And if you don't know much about UFC, they are the 2 worst strikers in the UFC. They are both wrestlers. Jiu-jitsu, whatever.
Is this a boxing fight?
Yeah, this is a boxing fight.
Okay.
So Ben Askren was a wrestling champion in the Olympics. He's 19-2, only had 2 losses on UFC, and he's never been knocked out by a punch. He got knocked out by a flying knee by Jorge Masvidal, which is the quickest UFC knockout in history. But he's never been knocked out by a punch, so he's got a fucking chin on him, but he can't punch for fucking shit.
Yeah, he's got...
Yeah, it's slow motion. If you watch that Ben Askren striking comp, it's pretty fucking funny.
KSI made a song about that.
So I genuinely think, and Jake Paul, people be like, oh, he's going for someone that's not a real boxer. Yeah, damn fucking right he is. He's going to take the easy fight if he can.
No, everyone would though, right?
Yeah,
what do you think?
I just think Jake Paul's a fucking melt, mate.
Oh, I think he's a fucking cringe.
I just think he's a fucking melt. Like, he tries to be Conor McGregor, and then you just look at him and you're like Conor McGregor from Wish. You're just fucking. You don't have the.
Gregor.
You don't. Yeah, you don't have the crack.
Yeah, he's trying to trash.
He doesn't have the crack. He definitely doesn't have that.
You don't have the banter. Your lines are shit. I remember he was like. One of the lines, he was like, look at the cock on this guy. And that was like what Logan Paul said to KSI.
And that was really funny when Logan said it as well.
It's like, you don't have the banter to be what you think you are. You think that you're this, like, person that everyone only hates because you say, like, controversial stuff. No, people don't like you because you're a fucking wetty, bro.
He's fucking brick. Yeah.
He's not, you know what the difference between him and Logan?
Yeah.
Like, Logan obviously has done, arguably, you could say, the worst thing out of all of them. But, like, what you're saying... when someone does something bad, they learn from it, and now they become that person. Jake I think he's just a cunt. I think he's just a pure twat.
I would be really interested to get to know Jake, like...
on a personal level?
Yes, because I actually wouldn't say that, but I might as well now because I agree with it. Like, I don't see any kind of progression from Jake. I think Logan... like, had his period of time where he was so, like, sociopathic, basically, but, like, learned from it. But that being said, I don't know I don't know Logan personally. So I don't know if Logan actually learned from it or if he knew that from a PR team and everyone that's around him says, you need to start acting like this so that you can get that. I think that it could be a very, very, very smart career move because I think that Logan is one of the best in the game at that. That being said, he also could have just grown up and learned. I don't see any kind of like character progression from Jake, like which is showing like where he's been and where he's learning.
I know, I think it was you in the podcast last time that was talking about how you think Jake Paul's smart. I think he is just a massive fucking idiot. I genuinely do believe. I think he's smart in the aspect that he knows how to get bites off people and he knows how to wind up people, but I think he is a fucking idiot.
No, I think he is smart as in, like, I saw he's just, 2 days ago, he's just started a new venture where he's doing angel investments. So, like, you know, when you get, like, you invest in little companies and stuff and you're the big investor, like, he starts loads of little businesses. You can tell he's switched on and he's smart. But I think his whole persona has been an idiot, but I probably would agree with you that he is probably a bit of an idiot, but smart. Like, do you know when someone's an idiot but they're also smart?
Yeah,
KSI. I'm joking.
I don't know KSI.
Like, JJ will say some stupid things, but he is so smart.
Yeah, like,
at the same time.
But he's likeable.
Yes,
for example,
very likeable.
Logan, you've heard him talk about in the podcast. He was academically very smart in school, and you listen to him in the podcast on Impulsive. He's a good talker. He's very smart. He knows what he's saying. Well, you know, Jake, whatever. He speaks. Why are you trying to speak fucking hood? You're fucking white from Ohio. Shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Say wallahi, Charlie said.
Say wallahi, fam, yeah. I don't know. I think with Jake, I want to know more about like the fighting side of it from you, Lou, because you're probably the most qualified.
Yeah, how's Jake Paul training camp going?
I don't know how his training camp. He's actually. He is a decent boxer, but then again, anyone can look decent in training and anyone can look decent on the pads. We could go to a gym right now. We could fucking push each other to the limits and we could make a fucking sick montage.
Surely Ben will be
for yourself.
Ben will be way more like experienced, right?
Cardio, yeah, he's
so like fitness wise, he should be. Bro, if he goes the distance, he should be all right.
Ben Askren fought fucking Robbie Lawler, who's a fucking hard hitter. If you watch him in the fight, he's getting fucking.
Is that when he's getting battered and he just still isn't getting knocked out?
Yeah, he's getting fucking rattled. He's on the ground getting fucking rattled and he's not getting knocked out. So Ben Askren has a fucking chin on him. So Jake Paul will need to hit him with a fucking clean one.
So where does Jake go if he wins?
But this is interesting. This is where it gets interesting because Ben Askren obviously is taking all these hits, but since he's a wrestler, that's his evasion technique. If he's getting fucking hit, it's getting a grapple, get him to the ground, wear them out. You can't do that in a boxing match. You're going to fucking try
you have to punch
wrestle them. Yeah, you have to punch them back. So he's not going to have that technique to avoid these punches.
From what I've seen, like Jake shouldn't knock him out, but will probably win on points unless Ben can actually smack one for Jake. Because Jake bleeds.
I think it'll go the whole way. Yeah, but if not bleeding's not going to end the fight.
But if meaning no disrespect, because I thought he fought well, but if Deji manages to draw blood on Jake, and if Gibb manages to draw blood on Jake, like but Ben, yeah, as it like when you've seen what he's like being professionally coming up against people like Gibb and people who are like Deji. Yeah.
And Nate Robinson.
And the thing is, like, also I'm not taking into consideration the fact that Jake's trained probably a lot since that first fight. Anyway, he would have improved, like, exponentially. I don't know enough to say, like, who I think would win. Please, Ben, mate, you big cauliflower here.
It genuinely is a good matchup. It is a really good matchup because, like I'm saying, they are people that are probably level in different fields. Like Jake will definitely be higher levels in boxing, but I think Ben will have like cardio. And if I could honestly make a prediction, I think it will go the whole way. And I think Jake might edge it on points. I feel like Ben Askren doesn't have the. Ben Askren, I don't think will knock Jake Paul out.
How can you not know how to punch?
Like he's a wrestling backgrounds.
But I know how to punch. I'm not a wrestler.
Yeah, but you don't know how to UFC punch. Just because Ben Askren can punch doesn't mean, like, I'm saying he's a worse puncher in UFC. Some people cover boxing back
man
then.
was running like he was doing Wing Chun.
He's not going to be like Francis Ngannou, who's a fucking skinny motherfucker. No, he's not going to have that punching technique, and he might have had a really good camp, but in that short amount of time, I can't see him knocking out Jake. But I think it's going to go all the way, and I think Jake will win on points. Sadly,
I reckon in a street fight I could beat Francis Ngannou. In a street fight, no rules.
I think in a street fight you couldn't even beat your own meat, mate.
I'd actually spunk on him, and then he'd be like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And I push him off a cliff.
I mean,
where's the cliff come from?
Tactical victories.
I think he would beat you in the streets because he was. It's actually quite an interesting story. He was homeless for a long time.
What, does a homeless just make you an ultimate street fighter or something?
Well, they're not going to be a house fighter, are they?
Mate, the cliff has no prisoners. It doesn't matter if you're homeless or not, you know. The cliff. You die if you fall off that
Are you
cliff.
going to become friends with him and like say, do you want to go on like a walk together?
I'll be like,
a
do
hike?
you like The Lion King? Well, I know a great spot where we can like pretend to be like Simba and like stuff and like
You wouldn't be able to lift it.
bro.
No. He lifts. He pretend he lifts me, but then he goes to grab us and I go dodge out the way and I just push him. And he goes,
or do you take him with you?
what?
Or do you take him with you?
Yeah, you wouldn't
I'd
jump in.
I'd like lead him to the top of the cliff and I'd be
Yeah.
like, Francis, this
And you
is
have a
Simba,
base jump little...
and I'd do this on his forehead, and then I'd just be like,
With your cum, yeah.
Do you know how?
yeah,
heavy,
I'd obviously spunk on him first.
Do you know how heavy it is?
What?
120 kgs.
Well,
That's light work.
that's going to be like an earthquake when
That's
he
like
hits the
me and Charlie put together.
I'm not 20 kilos.
floor. Just if you were put together, he would obviously be the one at the front.
Yeah. You would. But Francis and Ganu's just.
I'm too fragile for this shit.
Have you seen Francis and Ganu?
Yeah, sure.
No, UFC heavyweight hardest hitter and.
I think I actually have.
His shoulders have shoulders. He's fucking gigantic.
So he's like a big baby. You know how like babies have like 3 forearms?
Yeah.
Yeah, pussy.
Do
I'll
they?
batter him. Yeah. Have you not seen
Babies have 3 forearms. Is that common knowledge?
I'm googling baby.
I have 3 forearms, but that's because I had a wanking addiction.
I think that's enough of Ben Askren, Jake Paul chat.
Yeah, mate. Should we go on
because
to the questions?
only because last time we talked about Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul, we thought people would care. Turns out nobody gave a fuck.
Bruv!
I don't even give a fuck.
Look, I don't know if you can see this. Baby forearm. Look at that. 1, 2. That's 2.
That's the.
There's 2. But they've got like a little crease in the middle of their arm. It's proper cute. When you squish their little fucking fat forearms. Yeah.
Do you think you'd be a good dad?
If the time was right and I'd actually care about it, then yeah, sure.
Do you think you'd be a good dad, Cam?
Do you think I'd be a good dad?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'd be a fucking quality dad. I've got to have like 5 or 6 kids. I've got to live.
What? Chloe Vardy, I'm so sorry.
I've got to live up to like the what my street was like. Everyone had 5 or 6 kids.
Oh God.
I've got to live up to that, and I'll just be. You know what? When the YouTube fails, I'll be on one of them shows where they're like, "I just need more money for
Quick
my kids."
Quick question. Like 5 years time or something, all 3 of us will have kids. Yeah,
I
we're
won't.
not. No, I'm saying. Well, you probably can't have them.
I
But,
probably can.
but 3, hypothetically speaking, in 5 years from now, we all have a kid, at least one. Where are you living? Where are you raising your child?
Oh, they're fucking being in this house, man.
So it's just going to become a family heirloom or something.
I'll just be like, "Oh, Tariq, will you turn your fucking music down? I'm trying to
Tariq!
film a podcast."
Tariq. Who are you, Ghost?
What?
Ghost from Power.
That's the first name that came to me.
Tariq was the first name.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Is that like Terry but who?
Tariq, turn that Digger D down.
Tariq, fuck me, that's awful.
Tariq Kirkham?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to have one in 5 years' time, so I'd probably have to shrink it and
Hypothetically
go back
speaking,
home.
mate, it doesn't matter where you are.
Where I'd want to be or where do I think I'd be?
Where do you want to be? Not where you think.
Where do I want it? I'd probably, I don't know, I'd like to experience the world, maybe like Australia.
Oh. Is this before or after I fight Francis Ngannou?
This is probably after, mate.
Oh, right.
Why would that
You-
change
You
your
probably
ability
have
to
one
have kids?
arm.
Yeah, I'd probably be dead by that time. So I wouldn't want to have 5 kids. And
Your
leave
child's
them
an
without-
orphan.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to leave the 5 kids without a father.
Would you actually want 5 kids?
Oh yeah, mate, I want them all just running around the house. I want a big house and just have 5 kids and that can just...
You do realise you're going to do no work if that happens.
Yeah, but I just want to be... I'll do
You want to be a
OnlyFans.
full-time dad?
Yeah,
What about
I'll
what
be
the-
that dad that's like, the chicken's in the oven, make sure you have a good time on your game.
What about what the missus wants?
What?
What about what the missus wants? What if
Doesn't matter.
You think
Don't matter.
you think that woman
Don't
you think that woman squeezing out 5 kids, is she fuck?
Yeah, she's a
She's
smart-
Well,
tiny.
we'll fucking do what people do when they get someone else to have it. I'll just go. I'll be like
surrogate.
1, 2, 3.
Get a surrogate. We'll fucking do what other people would do. We're not fucking get other people to do it.
I think that's called cheating, Cam.
No, it's called. It's not me. It's called.
Following in my dad's footsteps, mate.
Wait, what's that called? What's that word called? What you always tell people to do?
Projection.
No, not projection. The other one. The other one. When
Die.
No, you
something from the shop.
alleviate stuff from yourself so other people do it. The pressure from.
Oh, delegate.
Delegate. I'm delegating.
That word you always...
Have my babies, woman.
Is that what you?
I'm not ruining my girlfriend's vagina.
Is that what your dad's excuse was when he came back? He was like, "Oh, I'm trying to get a surrogate for her.
building an army.
I was doing it for the sake of your health of your vagina." Oh, sorry, Shirley, if you're watching.
She's not watching.
She's not watching this fuck, mate.
You're not
She
joking.
turned off when Charlie started talking about his feelings.
You actually do. She's like, "Not again." Just go already, Charlie.
Just go. What's the afterlife or something? What the fuck?
To Valhalla.
Slay the Enderman.
Wait,
Man, did he become Jamaican?
It's Lady in the Man.
Slenderman.
But you actually want? You're not pulling my picture. You actually want 5
No,
kids?
I've said that, Chloe. I was like, look, I said it on the first day. I was like, look, love, we're having margarita pizza now, but are you ready to pop 5 kids out of that? And she was like,
Out of the pizza.
Out of the pizza, yeah, mate.
Fucking
yeah,
hell.
yeah, I want 5 is minimum as well. Like if we have 7.
7.
You know what the funny thing is? Mine's is 0 kids, or maybe 2 or 3.
What happened to the 1?
Fuck having a lonely.
Wait.
Only child. Every only child's depressed.
Lewis. What the fuck? What's this? What the fuck? I don't fuck. What? Fucking 0 kids. Or 2 kids. Or 3 kids. So, no kids or kids.
Well, no. I wouldn't.
It's just not 1, because otherwise that kid's going to be depressed.
I'll probably want 2.
You have brothers and you're depressed.
I feel like no, but I feel like an only kid growing up. Like I seen a TikTok about an only child, and both his parents are only child, so he's got no siblings and no cousins and no aunties. That's fucking depressing.
Mate, that's a name for an app. Only childs.
Is it? It sounds like a fucking sex trafficking.
No, where you make friends.
So you
With
want to
children.
spin off the OnlyFans version to Only Child?
Didn't say that. You made that thing.
No,
Bit of a weirdo. Oh, Robert Kelly in the building.
What's he mean Tinder, but for like
No,
finding mates?
not dating.
No, but no Tinder, but for finding mates.
What?
Tinder?
No, that's your your mind. Oh, dude, your mind's in the gutter.
Were you guys like old enough like this? You're only 2 years younger than me, but like, do you remember when you had Tinder for under 18s? Did you ever have that? Yeah.
No,
Like,
no.
So that's why you lie about your age.
No, you had to be. I think you had to be 16. I think I can't remember. Oh no, you could have been younger.
I think I made a Tinder when I was 17, and I put in my bio 17, not actually 18 songs.
Yeah, people do that. No, but they had a Tinder. Yeah.
People do that.
He knows.
No, they had a Tinder. They don't do it anymore because obviously legal shit. But I had a Tinder when I was like 16, 17. And your age was 16, 17. And then when you turn 18, it wipes everything. And then you become an 18 plus profile.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nah, I wasn't.
Okay.
Is it like getting called up for like the first emo? You in the academy?
Yes, I felt like I was the captain. I was the oldest. I was was just like, let me slay him. It wasn't like that.
Between the ages of 14 to 18, I didn't talk to any females and I just played COD all day. I'd rather play COD for 6 hours than go on a night out.
But I thought you lost your virginity when you were 16?
18.
18?
So between 14 and 18, it was a bit rough.
Oh, so you were legal?
You could have actually been shagged.
What do you mean I was legal?
You could have been taking shots in vaginas, what?
You could have been sweating in between people's legs.
Like 18's the legal time to have sex, isn't it?
No,
16's
it's 16 to have sex, but 18 to watch.
Oh, I thought it was 20 that was the legal. I thought that was the legal age. Oh, God, that's been feed us a lie.
16's legal age, 18 to send nudes.
Isn't it men?
What?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it?
child porn. Yeah, if you're 17 sending pictures and stuff, it's child porn.
So she's sitting there like, oh, go on, shag us, but don't take a photo.
Yeah, literally.
No,
It's a
so
bit flawed,
you
but,
can
yeah.
film at 16. You can film yourself doing whatever, but you can't watch it technically.
What, so it goes in a fucking ISA?
Yeah,
Yes.
it goes on an ice and you
do
can't
ISA.
watch until you're 18.
Let's see if it depreciates over 2 years, guys.
No, it's still child porn.
It's like that
You're
Nicky
16 at the
Canto
time.
OnlyFans picture where he's like, my dick a few years ago. Remember where he captioned
me,
it that?
bruv, it's
Yeah,
so
Nicky
odd.
Canto have a cat.
All right,
It always goes back to dicks.
Speaking of weird, strange dicks and shit, should we go on to life advice and assumptions?
Yeah, do we actually have any life advice? 'Cause last
I have a fat email I can read.
I thought it was dilemmas.
well, that's kind of life advice.
Someone
We've got
says
Would
my
You
life.
Rather. We've got Would You Rathers on Instagram as well.
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Would you rather, lads?
Rather. Oscar said, the classic question, would you rather do the first 99% of a blowjob
Oh, fuck.
or the last 1%?
The first 99.
Why would you rather do the first...
Number one, I don't want man's white junk up in my gunk. But
Yeah.
like, I don't want that. I don't want that. And the thing is also, you know what? Do you know how fucking frustrating it is when you're about to come and then you just can't and you just don't and then they stop? I tease that bitch.
Oh,
Fuck
you're
that.
teasing... Wait, but let's say that the blowjob's 10 minutes. You're going to do 9 minutes 30 of that blowjob rather than just the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, and I'll make it a great 9 minutes 30,
Does he come for 30 seconds?
No, it's
What
just-
is he, a fucking... what is he, a fire hydrant?
No, but you have to, like, make them come for the last, like, 1%.
Yeah, but dude, like, listen, I walk away with power. Like, I walk away with power. Like, I've done that 99%, yeah? I've done a good job. That person's about to not... Like, just so you know, yeah? Like, you've done 99%. That 1% is actually what's going to send them over the edge. So you've done it. You put in work. You've done it.
What happens, right, if, like, you just spunks, It's like fucking boxing. You only get punched and
Yeah,
you spit
because
the best bit bucket.
then I've just been used as a little fucking human fleshlight. I
But
don't
you've
want that.
literally walked in and out.
No, but then I've just been objectified. I want the power, Cam. I want the power.
But you
I want the power.
you've built
I want the power.
Hey, what, you Kanye West?
Yes.
Bro, his fucking dick is at the back of your throat, though.
Yeah, man, let him tickle my tonsils. Yeah, fine. I'm taking the power.
Okay.
I'll walk
Okay.
away. You.
Answer. Just answer. What would you say?
You done the first
I've
bit.
done it.
First 99.
99.
I did both.
Would you take one for the team?
I did both.
It makes sense.
All right,
Makes
fair enough.
sense.
Yeah,
They
no,
both.
to be fair, that is a bit you. You like a bit.
Why
right?
why have chocolate and marshmallows? Why not both?
Well, into vanilla.
So when this guy, this guy fucking walks in, he's like, "Who's doing the business?" Well, we're like, "Well, we've got Lewis."
And I walk in.
He's just like, oh no. Lewis is just like,
All right, okay. This is a kind of a
Cam?
similar one.
oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, Cam hasn't done this. He's got away with it.
He said last 1%, didn't he?
Did you?
Yeah, he said he'd spit it out like a boxer.
Oh, now you see, it's kind of fucking weird, isn't it? No, it's not weird, but it's just like,
But-
I don't. It's not for me. You
Well,
know
it
what I mean?
depends. It depends on the guy. It depends how long he's been holding in the bag. Is it going to be a fucking pint or is it going to be a little dribble,
A dribble?
like a little droplet?
I think that's even more gross.
It depends what the guy looks like. If the guy's fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, then I'm like, all right. But if it's fucking Andy from Emmerdale, I'm like, I kind of fucking dare you come in my mouth, like.
Come.
And you seriously think that you're a heterosexual?
What? No, I'm saying.
Well, if you're fit, I'll have you come, but if you're not, fuck off.
Guy, I'm
Come,
all
Kirk
done.
Kim.
I'm
Come,
all
Kirk
done.
Kim. So
Come,
you did the
Kirk.
last 1%. We've got that clarified. Now, this is kind of a similar one. Would you rather drink a pint of semen or a pint of period blood?
Is that both then?
He's busting with excitement, guys. Busting. Why a pint?
Can I have 2 glasses? I know a pint's an awful fucking lot.
Okay.
Not just a sip.
Right, I've got an answer. I'd rather do the period blood because blood is blood. Blood is blood. It's the same as normal blood.
Blood is blood.
And semen is very gloopy and sticky, so it would be alright for the first gulp or two, but imagine how sticky and gloopy that is after a fucking while.
I love Twilight. I'm doing the blood. I'm doing the blood.
I've had blood before.
You've had blood
That
before?
sounded mad. Yeah, I've had period blood in my mouth before.
What? Oh!
Your
not
mum doesn't
intentionally.
count, Charlie.
It tastes very metallic, doesn't
Extremely.
it? It seems very metallic.
Yeah,
fuck
and
the
I've
cum.
never had cum and I don't really want it, which kind of signifies why I said 99%.
A pint of cum. Who's fucking coming for a pint of cum? A
That's-
horse.
This thing is horse. That's a whole lot of cum as well.
That's a
Is
whole
that,
lot
Is
of
that
cum.
a Bakaki cum or is that one person's cum?
That is one person, but he's had to put it in the fridge
that's
until
weak.
he's got it up.
It's about like a year's worth. Actually, how long do you think it'd take you to get a pint of cum? Like, realistically?
I don't
It's
know,
gotta
mate.
be
I've never
like-
tried it.
I'd say probably 2 weeks or something.
No,
2 weeks.
bullshit.
What?
I think like a year or two.
For a year for a pint of cum?
Pint of cum?
How much do you cum, lad?
How twisted are your balls?
A fair bit, to be fair.
No, I cum a lot, to be fair, but
I
if
use
I
at
had, like,
least
5
3
wine-
sheets. Does-
No, I think I could 9 to 12 months to get a pint.
Nah.
A pint?
It depends on, like, I'd literally be taking myself the fucking, you know, like when you see those cows in the milking machines, it would be literally like me laid on a table, like being milked.
But that brings me back to my addiction, where I'd have like my 4th of the day and nothing would come out. Like, you'd have an
firing
orgasm.
blanks.
You'd have, literally, you'd have
The
an
tingle
orgasm.
dick, but no juice. Yeah, mad.
No.
What other come down with period blood?
Huh?
What do you want?
What
A bit
could
of
what?
both world, a bit of a smoothie.
Why did you lick your lips when you said that?
Just because I know that'd be so funny on
Wait,
TikTok.
what happens if they're different validities? So it's like oil and water and they like separate. I wonder if that happens. I wonder if they separate.
Wallahi, what the fuck is going on?
Or I wonder if they emulsify.
That's a TikTok comment coming in.
I wonder if they emulsify or not.
Emulsify.
Emulsify.
If I knew what that word means, I'd probably agree.
Emulsify is what it does. It breaks the barrier so they merge together. It's like if you have oil and water, you've got oil on the top, water on the bottom. If you put mustard in, mustard is an emulsifier and it'll mix it together for you.
Oh, well, that's how you
basic-
break down calcium carbonate, guys.
This person's asked this question. I'm going to change one of the words because I actually don't know if it's okay to say or not. Suck chocolate off a person who has no home is dick, or have a person who has no home suck chocolate off your dick.
Can't believe you said chocolate.
Why with no
Wait, what?
home? Like why? What's this? Why did he have to not have a home?
It's colder, mate.
What? The
Yeah.
dick's colder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just colder mouth. really sticks onto your dick because they want to hold onto the warmth.
What? I don't get it. Why does it have to be chocolate on the dick? Why can it not be like?
Listen, Lewis, it's
cream?
the would you rather. Would you rather have a homeless person suck your dick?
Yeah, be quick. Be Nesquik.
I mean, do it to me. Get me excited. You know what I mean?
Wait, you'd rather have the homeless guy suck... Was that the word?
Yeah.
You can say
The
homeless.
thing is, no, the homeless wasn't the word. Sorry, no.
Oh, thin slurs again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big slurry Donald, that's me.
It's actually Charlie that's put in the question.
I would definitely rather have chocolate sucked off my dick, 100%.
You'd rather have chocolate sucked off your dick? Yeah, same.
By anyone, not necessarily just because they're homeless.
How well do you think I can balance chocolate on my dick?
Not a bar of chocolate, like stick your dick in Nutella, lad.
Oh.
Stick your nuts in Nutella.
No, I was thinking. I was thinking
Dairy
like
milk on his
I was
dick.
thinking like a £1 dairy milk bar on my dick. I'm like, how the fuck am I balancing that?
How can you suck that off?
Don't know, melt it. Should we put a piece of squid of chocolate on our willies and see how long it takes?
Imagine if you had Marvelous Creation, that was the only thing going to be fucking popping.
That question. Sorry.
What? What did you say?
I like that. But no, imagine like Evie and Chloe come downstairs and we're all just stood there in a circle with fucking chocolate on our dick waiting for it to melt.
I reckon if
Suck me, woman!
I reckon if I put it on the hood, if I put it like in the hood, it'd probably melt quicker.
In the hood.
Like
Yeah, that's because it's been insulated. All right, next question.
Would you rather eat someone's shit or drink someone's piss? Thank you, 60KU11 for the great
Drink
question.
someone's piss.
Drink someone's piss for sure.
Absolutely.
You'd rather drink a pint of piss?
pint of piss. Like, there's
Aye.
more piss I'll have, the better. Like, I don't
What
give a
happens
fuck.
if the
Yeah,
piss...
he's got a piss kink, so you know.
what happens if it was diarrhea and it was in a pint?
That's even worse, you sick cunt.
Yeah. Oh, he fucking has it. Yeah, pegging kink coming out again.
Oh yeah, mate, I just go, oh, wait a minute, Chloe, let me just get the cup.
Yeah, no, you're like Naked Martin. You fucking shite in it, then you eat it, and then you go.
Does he actually do that?
He ate a poo sandwich. He put in 2 slices of bread and then ate it.
Wasn't the only film he was getting.
It was fucking grim.
Oh,
It was
God.
fucking grim.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I can show you afterwards. It's quite the watch.
Okay, someone do a better one.
This is a bit sad, to be honest with you. Amy, I hope you're okay. Would you rather die alone or see your soulmate fall in love with someone else?
Wait, what? Would you rather die alone
Yeah.
or see your soulmate with someone else? Isn't that the same thing?
That's that's the same fucking question. That's not a would you rather. It's like that's your fucking life. What do you mean?
Would you rather have this life or...
I'm lucky you're stuck with it.
It's not would you rather. It's you would rather. That's
would
all
rather.
fucking. That's fucking shocking.
Lads, die alone or see someone fall in love with someone else?
If I got somebody... Even I see someone, my true love, fall in love with someone else. Am I with somebody though? Obviously.
Yeah, this person's worded it really badly, but I'm saying you're with someone that you settled for.
Obviously, fucking that. Would you not?
What, settle?
So I would die alone, but also that person would die alone. Why can't I just get with that person?
This question is shit. Amy, that's shit.
Okay, this is an interesting one. Would you rather lick Callum Connor's head or stroke Wayne Lineker's pubes?
Oh God.
I've
got a free schedule. Can I do
don't think
both?
that he has pubes. I think he probably sits with his feet over his head
mate,
with
No,
the...
I reckon he's got a Brazilian, like he's got the little stripe.
I really, really find those so hot.
What?
Like
On a guy?
the Brazilian...
On Wayne Lineker.
On Wayne Lineker, yeah. The Brazilian strip.
What's that?
It's when they shave their pubes, so it's just like a little line. Like,
Just one line. That you like?
like a line.
Yeah, you actually snort it before you go down on him.
What? One line? Vertical or horizontal?
Haven't you...
Very vertical, like in line with the...
Not that way, bro.
Like a gastric waistband.
Lads, have you ever slept with any with a woman with any pubic hair? Ever? I've never slept with them. They've always been shaven.
Yeah.
I'll have you no clue if he's actually got a bush.
I didn't want to think about that. I didn't want to think about that. I did not want to think. I feel sick. I don't want to think about that. I don't want, even if it was shaved.
Okay, let's
genuine question. Have you barely spoke with anyone there? But
bro, I've seen someone for fucking treed him there.
a tree. How was that?
Fuck. Moving on.
King Kong.
Would you rather be in a relationship with your soulmate but you can't have sex again?
What's it with your fucking soulmate? Guess what? Soulmates aren't real.
Or have all the sex you want but never have an emotional connection again?
Oh, this is a good question.
What was it again?
Wait, if you listen, Lewis, now the question's got...
Wait, no, I've seen
It's that one there.
Uh,
that one there, then that one there.
Well,
Would you rather be with your soulmate but you can't absolutely rail them, or would you be with or have all the sex you want but not love them?
Oh, okay.
That's hard.
I think
That would be hard.
I think I'd have to do the just be single for the rest of my life because I feel like
That's not the question.
no, be single and shag. That's what I said.
Oh, okay. Could you not just be like this, mate?
No, I think that means be with someone. I don't. Yeah, I mean, obviously that will be it. But
Can you not just wank on her?
huh?
Like wank on her if you're with your soulmate.
I did that the other day.
You wanked on her. Was she awake?
She was awake.
Okay.
She helped me.
Well, she helped you, so you had sex.
No, I didn't have sex with her.
Okay, so she wanked you off.
Because I'd like to have a family. I'd like to have the intimacy. I wouldn't want to just sit there and just watch fucking I don't know, like it.
What happens if you're both just sitting there and you're both just looking at each other's eyes and are like,
That's hot. That's hot.
Yeah, maybe that could be hot.
That reminds me of what's it called? Misfits. Do you remember
Yeah,
the guy?
yeah.
The guy, like,
Yeah.
what did he do to them when he touched them?
yeah.
Oh, was
he
it
made
her?
them. Yeah, he made them like have so much sexual fucking energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad. Wow, what a power.
What a power! Is it?
Voila!
Wallahi!
You're in the middle of your mum and dad, 2 inches in your mum, or your dad 2 inches in you. Are you moving forward? Or are you moving backwards?
This fucking question.
They just said
This
that my dad and me
question.
have got a 2-inch penis.
Yes.
Yes, well, technically.
Accurate.
I'm going into me mum.
Why? Oh, you're vile.
She is going through a bit of a dry patch.
You're vile. You are vile.
I'm not going backward into me dad because I'll never be able to look him in the eyes again. At least with me mum, I'll be like,
your mum in the eyes, said that you've done her a favour.
I'll be like, we're connected.
But you won't have to look your dad in the eyes. He's behind you.
What?
What are you, a fucking owl?
What? No, mate, because like, if me dad's in his, I'll be like, you know what, dad, this is the last time me and you can kind of speak. Whereas with me mum, I can be like, I've came out with you once, I'm going back in right now.
That's fucking
You've
wrong,
lost
mate.
the fucking
Mate, that's
plot.
awful. That's awful. I'm
Lewis.
telling you right now, I am going backwards because I want to get myself out of that situation as quick as possible. I'm not putting my poor little Willie inside my mother. That is shocking. Whereas my dad, he's got no choice. I just have to go backwards into him and I try to escape. So I'm taking one for the team here. And I'm taking my mother into consideration.
That's a good
You're
idea.
so generous.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Charlie says,
What happens if you kind of enjoy it though, going backwards?
then I'll stay there.
Revisit it. Just into your dad's.
Okay, Charlie, what
Hi,
are you
Daddy. Yeah, I've said this before.
Technically, there'd be no one there if you went backwards because your dad left you.
Yeah, yeah. I've said this before, and I'll say again. I will flip it and reverse it. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna grab my dad, and I'm gonna hate fuck him. My dad's getting fucked, and I'll take pride.
Then your mum has to peg you though.
No, she doesn't. Where's she getting the pegging from? My mum is
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us. Since when do they do dildos and shit? No, flipping it around. Look at my dad in the eyes.
Oh,
Hate fucked.
Okay, right. This is an interesting one. Would you rather suck off a dog or have a dog suck off you?
Yeah, I saw that. Have a dog suck me off.
What type of dog is it?
Fucking, it could be a poodle, it could be an Alsatian, it could be a Chihuahua. I'm fucking its throat.
I'm not deep throating a chihuahua like that. I'll fucking kill it.
But you would, as in like, have it deep throat you.
Bro,
No,
if it
fucking
dies,
die.
if it
Bro.
dies, all the better.
What happens about that dog that was at Shoreditch that had fucking udders?
Yeah, bruv, you think I'm sucking that off? That's a female, but that was some saggy bitch.
Nah,
That'd be milked so dry.
I'm just going to, bit of dry patch, going to just close my eyes, let the dog do its business while I eat some cookie dough ice cream.
I'm letting the...
Pretend it's not there, just be like, oh, it's a little tickle going on.
Yeah.
Wait, has the dog got its teeth removed? I can have a teethy blowjob off a dog.
What? No dog has fucking dentures, mate. What do you mean?
They're not got veneers, they're not being a turkey.
Turkish dog. Do you reckon there are any dogs from Turkey?
What?
You know, you've got like Chinese crested dogs. They're like Chinese, aren't they? And you've got other dogs which are like Tibetan stuff.
Do you reckon there's Turkish dogs? Is that
Yeah,
your
I'm
question?
asking. Is there a Turkish
Yeah,
Or, I mean, are there dogs in Turkey?
No, I know that there's dogs in
They're
Turkey.
fucking everywhere.
But like dogs which like originate from Turkey.
Probably. And on that note, thank you very much, everyone, for listening to the podcast. Please click the first link in the description for Atrian Flux. We are going to the audio-only version right now to answer your dilemmas. So everybody, see you in a bit.
Bye-bye.
Bye.